Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to this lesson. In this lesson, I'll be going through a simple explanation about my basic mastering process chain. I won't be demonstrating you all the intensive process as it will be way beyond this course. I want to provide you all with a mastering process basics and simple practical solution for quick mastery. So in this lesson, you guys will have some basic idea of mastering process and will also learn how to master the quick reset way. The mastering process is not an easy task for beginners, but it's really helpful to understand the basics. Practice will sure going to make better output from you all after some time. So buckle up, guys, and enjoy this lesson. Mastering signal flow, the processing chain. Guys, first thing first is the process chain. It's the plugin chain which are used during mastering process. There are no fixed rule as many producers and engineers like to process the mixed track according to the track need. But there is one process chain for mastering I especially like to follow for my personal production. It's a very simple one for sweetening and loudness rather than fixing the problems. Hope you all are going to learn the basics from it. So guys, let's check out the process chain. Guys, this is how I like to go in order of preference when I am satisfied with my mix track. One can use all the plugins in the chain or one can only use the required one as it really depends on the mix track. So let's understand why these mastering plugins are used in the process chain with simple examples. I am not going to master a complete track for a demonstration as it is a very time consuming process and above all it is very advanced topic. For you all beginners producers, I will be explaining you the basics of the process. Mastering is a very slow learning curve and I want you all to move ahead very slowly. First, learn the proper tools, steps, and then apply it gently on your tracks. So, let's check out the process chain. Compressor. Guys, the first plugin I like to use during the mastering process is the compressor. I use it in the chain first as to glue all the mixed element together and prepare it for further processing. The compressor I like to use during this step is SSL bus compressor. There are other options too for the compressor, but I mostly go with the SSL bus compressor, as I have been using it for a long time and I am very sure that this completely fulfills my need. Guys, this process is known as a master bus compression technique and it really provides you with a professional results. So guys, what I will be doing over here is that I will be gluing all my mix together with SSL bus compressor. All the compressor settings depends on the track genre and mastering engineer. Guys, I won't be digging deep in compressor settings as this tutorial will sure become advanced from basics. What you all have to know is that this master bus compression technique is an important process and it can make a whole lot of difference in a track. But it's not always good to go for a bus compression as many times your track will not require it and it will sound much better and louder without bus compressor. So let's check it out. Equalization. Okay guys, second in the process chain I like to use is the mastering equalizer. The reason for using it here in the step is straight and very simple. I use it here for to fix any problems in the mix track regarding sonic clarity. If I found any problematic frequencies, then I straight fix it here, or I just enhance the track for more sonic clarity. For my personal production, there is always an option for me to fix my mix in the project mixdown. So I usually go back and fix the problem in the mixdown rather than the mastering process. If everything seems perfect to me, then I usually don't use the equalizer over here and jump straight to the multiband compressor. The most favorable equalizer that I like to use for this step is the Brainverse Digital V2, Dynamic EQ V2 and Hybrid 2. I also use Abbey Road TG12421 and TG12414 for sweetening and sonic clarity. I really love what these Abbey Road plugins can do, as they are emulated equalizer plugins from Chandler Limited. Guys, the idea over here is to fiddle with the settings unless you are satisfied with the desired results. So let's check out the process. Multiband compressor. Guys, this is the third step in the process chain and I use multiband compressor during this step. The reason for using it here is very straight and simple, and most of the producers use it for the very same reason, which is loudness and punch. The multiband compressor plugin that I like to use it over here is no other than Flux Audio Alchemist. No doubt, Alchemist is the very professional tool for this job, as I have used Universal Audio DSP based precision multiband, and comparing it both together can make a huge difference, as Alchemist provide you with lots of features which are very useful. One can sure use FabFilter MB, as I also use it sometimes during the mastering step, but Alchemist is my preferred plugin. Guys, multiband compression is a standalone very advanced topic, so I will be straight going for the preset over here. The idea over here is to divide the frequency bands by creating multiple crossover for individual control and processing. So let's check out the process. Saturation. Guys, this fourth step is not a very necessary step, but if you all want to add some analog saturation to the track, then you all are most welcome. Many of you all can question me that why analog saturation to a EDM track. But trust me guys, you never know what the output will be. You cannot predict it, as you all are always on the go with the variations. But using saturation over here in the mastering process can definitely add some warmth to the low end of the track, which I think can make a big difference in an EDM track, as we all want that low end to be warm and punchy. Again, choice is up to you all individuals, as all got their different tastes. The plugin I like to use it over here are WaveArt Tube Saturator and PSP Vintage Warmer too. I use them mostly for their tube saturation circuit as they intend to deliver that warm sound which they are made after. Guys, over here I'll be straight going for the preset. So let's check out the process. Harmonic exciter. Guys, fifth in the chain is the harmonic exciter plugin. Again, it's not very necessary to use this harmonic exciter plugin over here in the chain, but choice is up to you all individuals. I usually use harmonic exciter over here in the chain to add some excitement and sparkle to the track. If there is a dull sounding track which lack that high-end definition, then sure this harmonic exciter can add some brightness to it. It's really helpful for that sizzling high-end presence sound. The plugins I like to use it over here is SPL Vitalizer MK2T, Waves FX Vintage Aural Exciter, and Klanghelm SDRR. All three are great plugins and I love them using it over here for the job. Guys, again, over here I am going straight for a preset using Waves FX Vintage Aural Exciter. So let's check it out. Maximizing and limiting. Guys, this is the very crucial step in the process chain as your track overall loudness depends in it. It's the final stage of the process chain and have got a very bad reputation for loudness war. It's the step when you squeeze the track for its maximum loudness. And no doubt everybody love to do it, as so do I. Sure, this step is very necessary for the EDM tracks as we require that maximum loudness for music festival and clubs. But you cannot do it to all the genre as you will lose all the dynamics in the tracks. If the genre is with lots of dynamic instruments in it, then please don't overdo it and preserve that dynamic range. The plugins that I mostly love to use it for this job are Brainworks XL, Flux Audio, Elixir, Nujon Audio, ISL, Oxford Limiter, Nomad Factory, Amp Multimax, etc. All are great plugins as I have used them all in various projects. But Brainworks XL is no doubt my personal choice as it have got something more to deliver than others. But guys, over here I am going for FL Studio Maximus for your easy demonstration. No doubt I'll be using preset over here. Let's check out the process. Metering and monitoring tools. Guys, this is the very last step in the mastering chain and is very important one. But you always plug it in first, last in the process chain. Metering and monitoring the track during the mastering process is very necessary as sometimes your ears can fool you. But with the help of these metering and monitoring plugins, one can be very sure that what is going with the track, especially in the loudness section. These plugins are also quite handy when it comes to various loudness standards. One can master the track using these metering plugins for that particular loudness task. The plugin I love to use it in this step are Brainworks Meter and Nugen Audio Visualizer. I use them in almost every single project, and I am very sure that both of them are very professional. Especially the Brainworks Meter is highly accurate. So guys, let's check it out. That's all guys. Hope you all enjoyed this lesson. Let's move on to the very next lesson.